Hey, welcome back to Tommy Reviews. Just wanted to do a quick video here, long-term quick review. Hopefully it doesn't take too long on Megapolis, which is actually my favorite city building game. I've played a bunch of different ones. I think Township's probably my favorite farming slash city building game. And most recently I was playing SimCity Build It, which is super fun. Pretty realistic, of course. It's one of the few games where you actually get a 360 perspective. You can zoom in, zoom out, and kind of rotate in every direction, which is really nice. Um, but recently I got back into playing this game here um, after, I don't know, maybe like 4 months or so that I didn't really play it at all. And it's kind of funny because I was thinking of like, why do I still play this game? Like, why do I still like it? And I think there's a few reasons why I actually favor this long term over SimCity Build It or any of the other games. Um, and the biggest reason has to be with what you're looking at right now. You get a ton of building options. You can really customize your city almost endlessly, and it's a massive, massive game. You're not just building a small little area in the corner somewhere. Um, Actually, let me zoom out for you guys so you guys can see. This is kind of like a starting area that they give you. And I'm zooming out. You can see a lot. And pretty much every building. It's just cool. I mean, you do have a couple duplicates here and there, but it depends how you want to do it. And now that I'm level 54, a lot more building structures pop up as an option for you. I'm going to click the map here on the far right. And it says I've unlocked only 11% of the areas, which is pretty impressive. So there's Tourism Island down here. There's the Rocky Mountains up here, Industrial Complex. And then if I slide over here, there's also Las Vegas, which is pretty cool. And, periodically they do add a little bit of land here and there, which is cool. Um, and you can see there's like building and structures kind of in the middle of everything too. You can build pretty much wherever you want, where they've already started something, other than the little plots of land here that you need to unlock. So I can go down to the tourism island, and it has a completely different feel. There's different structures there already, but then you can build your own little city in that area there too. So I think one of the reasons why I did stop playing for a little bit is that this game is just so expansive. There's just so much to do. You do have to collect taxes, which is what I'm doing here, but you're also doing your census. So you have to click on your housing, oops, as it generates, a little bit of population increase that way. And you just gotta keep track of that. So back when I was playing it before, um, there was just way too much going on. I was building over here, I was building the other one, I was building 3 other cities at the same time, and it just became kind of crazy. So if you can see some of these buildings over here, they're not completely finished. So you can click them. It says click to complete construction, and then it asks you for all these raw materials like tiles, curb, automatic doors, things like that. So you can actually level it up to be fully constructed. But you're thinking to yourself, okay, how do I get these things? The quickest way to get these things is there's a couple different things. Is you can complete tasks in the game, which is kind of tricky because a lot of them are gonna make you do this and complete that. And the other way is by getting friends. So here you have a bunch of different neighbors. A lot of these are neighbors from like Facebook and different places like that. And you want to start accumulating, as many uh, neighbors or friends or whatever you want to call it. Because once a day they can donate a gift to you, and the gifts are cool because you can actually make a little wish list right here. So you pick, whatever building you're working on, and start um, selecting some of those resources that you need. Put them on your wish list, and usually about half the time, if not a little bit less than that, depending on the other neighbors and friends you have, they'll start sending you those, and you get them on a daily basis. So I think right now I have like 16 or 17 neighbors. So if I can, keep increasing that to 20, 30, you start getting a lot more gifts. After a week, you might have close to 100 gifts, which is really cool. So I guess that's kind of why I stopped playing, just because I felt like I wanted to upgrade and evolve and do everything super fast, and it's not a fast game. It's one of those where you do want to, lay out your city where it looks semi decent or wherever you want. You don't have to do that, but you also want to make sure that you're getting the resources that you need to be able to develop the buildings that you want. See if I can, yeah, see, so you can zoom in a little bit. It's pretty cool. You can see the cars and everything. Um, yeah, there's not much going on there. So now I'm going to show you my more recent one over here, way on the right, industrial complex. That one I was working on recently. I added, expanded the territory a little bit more over there, so it looks a little bit nicer. But yeah, I mean, there's just so much to do. You can kind of go at it randomly, or you can try to follow the game by tasks, which is the little task sheet here on the left. Industrial complex. So these are the only two things that I got going on right now. But as you keep leveling up, they'll ask you for more things. This one's cool. I added a little bit of like little waterways over there, which is nice. And then you got the trains going. So it takes a little bit to load some stuff because it is a lot of information. Okay, good. I collected some wood and stuff like that. So you can see there's a lot of factories out here that you gotta complete. This stuff here, I think it's like like a train line that you gotta continue extending here. So you gotta, get these things together, which a lot of that stuff's gonna take a long time because you're doing one little piece at a time. So that might take quite a while. What's this over here? Water supply well. Yeah, it's gonna take me a little while. So I guess my recommendation is to really stay focused on what it is that you want to build, and work on getting those resources, build that, and then move on to the next thing, instead of just getting stuff randomly, aimlessly, and build that way, because it will get a little tedious when you have no focus. So now I'm going to go up to the Rocky Mountains, so you can kind of see how that's a little bit different. But the thing that I do like about this game is all the detail. They have really good detail. The hotels, the buildings. A lot of them are actual buildings that you'd be able to find out there. I mean, some of these maybe not, but the residential and skyscrapers and different things like that. Some of them are actually replicas of actual buildings that are out there, which is nice. You can get a lot of government buildings. There's like a greenhouse, I think, right there in the middle of the screen. There's a lot of stuff you can do, and some of these production buildings will produce stuff via contract, which is nice. So usually I go for whatever makes me the most, and I don't play every single day, so a lot of times I'll do contracts that take a lot longer to finish, because that's kind of how I do it. And then when you get back to the game, you can collect everything you need to collect. So actually, let me zoom out a little bit. Let's see what we got over here. There's like a whole skiing resort over here you gotta finish. This is almost on the bobsledding trail, but I do have to get all of these materials. I'll apply those too. Good. And it's cool because as you keep working on things, if you have some of the materials and you actually put them there, you will see the stages of development of these structures. What's this thing here? Yeah, so that'll do that. That's fine. What's this over here? Winter Games Village. No, we can't work on that quite yet. But it gives you an idea too up here, foundation versus the cottage community. It gives you an idea of what it's going to look like. Above and beyond that, it also tells you what it's going to do if it needs electricity, water, if it's going to increase your population, and if you're going to get the little Lake Victory Point type things. So the really big buildings like this whole set over here, you want to complete these buildings. They're going to give you a ton more population. They'll probably give you a bunch of victory points, which is kind of how you level up. So you definitely want to keep an eye on what you're working on. But going back to comparing this to SimCity, the reason I like this one better, even though that one is a little bit more realistic in how you do things, is that this game does not really put many time limits on you. It doesn't put a ton of restrictions on you. You just build, 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 and yeah, you have to get the materials to build, but you can change your focus um, on the fly. If you don't want to build what it's telling you to build, you can work on the next project or the next building. The other thing is this game does not force you to do what is it called? To do like contests or tournaments or here's the thing for like 48 hours, complete it. Um, it's very laid back. So it is, like I said, a very, very long game because you'll be busy trying to build this, build that, and then, sometimes you'll want to go back and rebuild your city, make it more efficient, make get buildings that are going to give you more money or more people or whatever you need. So it is highly replayable, um, but you play it at your own pace. So you can play it for like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes at a time, or you can play for 2 hours straight, and you'll constantly have stuff to do and stuff to try to explore. So I mean, I can even move the screen over this way, and you'll see a whole other thing over here. You have to worry about like bus stations, airports, trains. Let's see what's over here. Just a bunch of, geez, a lot of stuff over here. And then on this side over here, let's see if this loads. Yep, on the side over here, I opened up an airport, which is pretty crazy. They will fly around the map and everything like that. Oh yeah, you get for completing certain tasks and things, you get rewarded for that. But and actually, I've seen people level 80 and above that have like 40 planes over here, and they're all flying all over the place. It's pretty crazy, but it's cool. There's always something for you to do in the game. You'll never be bored. Yes, there's probably too much to do because there's just stuff everywhere, and I think every update they add a little bit here and there, which is good for variety. I don't even know what that is. What is this? Safe mark. Yeah, so you can see how much stuff is in here that you need to have to be able to progress through the game. But it's fine. I treat it like a massive puzzle that you're trying to uncover. But at the same time, it looks great. They really put some really good detail into everything, and you can really tell the difference between buildings. If you do duplicates, obviously you'll notice, but a ton of detail and a time and effort has been put into this game, and I know I'm going to be playing this for a very, very long time. Oops, there's a little thing behind there. But yeah, sometimes it is nice to zoom in and look at everything, because sometimes you'll find half your buildings are behind other buildings, and why do you want to have stuff hidden? Oh, let me do that right there, do that one. Get some more income later on. And then every now and again you'll see stuff like that that's still being built, and kind of bothers you a little bit seeing that, so it encourages you to, try to jump in and try to finish it. And then you do have, like this has a border here, and if I ever want to expand it, I can, but you got to pay in-game currency. So yeah, it's just a lot to this game. If you like city builders, but you like to kind of build stuff at your own pace, the way that you want it to look, 100%, this is definitely a game to consider. It's very highly rated. It's called Megapolis, and it's probably the most played slash most downloaded city building game in the world on mobile. So thanks for checking me out here, and hopefully you're playing as well.